Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this little Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Welcome. We are doing Working Your Light. I have just come back from Ibiza and I've had the most amazing time with the last of the summer sun. There has been ice cream, there has been camper vanning, there has been waking up to ocean views, there has been lying in caves looking over this very fabulous famous rock until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, counting 11 shooting stars in the night. There has been beautiful, beautiful moments. I'm so grateful for it all. And I will put some photos, do a photo drop somewhere along the way. And also, I also got a very big shudder through my soul one night. It was right on the time that there was the bomb that went off in the hospital in Palestine. So mixed things going on. This world's got a lot of turmoil happening as well, and at the same time having this extraordinary, expansive holiday. So very interesting times we're living in. But today I want to, good morning everyone, talk to you about working your gut light, because I think this is a very important topic for all of us. We have to work our light everywhere we go. We have to work at when we're having a great time eating ice cream. We have to work at when there is tragedy happening around the world. And there is a lot of tragedy happening around the world. We have to work our light to help bring more light to this world. And I truly am a big believer in this extraordinary ancient Chinese proverb that when there is light in the soul, there is light in the family. When there's light in the family, there's light in the community. When there's light in the community, there's light in the nation. When there's light in the nation, there's light in the world. And I am a big believer that we all have a very deep responsibility to bring awareness, to bring truth, to bring peace, to bring love, to bring wisdom to this world. Like, this is our responsibility, and we are all the creators, the generators, and the keepers of this. And we have to take this position very, very seriously. We have to become more aware of this deep responsibility. And I think it's important that we know this and we acknowledge this, and we honor this to our core, because when we do, something extraordinary will start to happen in your life, in your business, in your family, in your relationships, and in the world, because you automatically start to pull yourself back to the center of the universe, to the center of where the truth and the love and the light all exists. And you choose to kind of, on one level, birth it into reality, to bring onto earth, and another level, to use that force to revolutionize your life and revolutionize the world around you. So I really want to unlock all of this, because I believe it's a very powerful alignment. And we forget it. We do our prayers, and we do our gratitudes, and we do our list of 100 things we'd like to manifest, and we do our drinking matcha tea and saging our room and all these things, and wearing our little beautiful crystal rings, to bring the light or keep the light, but I think what we're not doing enough of is actually getting to the raw core power of it and really residing from that position. And this is what I want to kind of talk about today. But this is also what's happening in my world over the next 2 weeks. Next week, we have a light worker ceremony and initiation where we go very deeply into this for 2 hours. So I think there's over 100 people that have already joined. Come along to that. If you know you have the light within you, if you know you're born with it in your cells, if you are a coach, a healer, a teacher, a leader of spiritual work, come, because it's going to be a very big key to unlock this deeper part of you to step forwards in a way that isn't light and fluffy and fake, because I'm a bit too badass for that. In a way that's powerful and real and wise, and we're not, I feel as a collective, we're not getting deep enough into this position. So we have that in 2 weeks. Next week on the eclipse. So come along to that. And for those wanting to go deeper into it, we're doing Dynasty of Light, which is a beautiful online course to help you create your business, your soul-led business, which is what I kind of want to talk about today after my bit of a spiel and a ramble about everything else. So welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Vanya Silverton. I'm an energy healer, worker, teacher, facilitator, author, mother, wild, crazy person who likes to dance as well. But I'm very dedicated to this path of light. I've been doing it for over a decade and I have been in service to it. That's the reality. I have been in service to the light and I will continue to be in service to it. So what does that mean to me? Well, this is what this topic is about. It's about working your light, okay? I wanted to give you the 5 things where I work my lights in my business. So first of all, what is my business, right? Because, my business is doing my work. No, but I do coaching, I do mentorship. It's my highest offering. I do retreats. I've written books. I do workshops. I do courses. I do membership. I help people to awaken their consciousness. I help people to embody their soul's brilliance. I help people to unlock trauma and challenges so that they can arrive in their truth. And from that, I've created a business from it. From my purpose, from my light wanting to manifest, from my light wanting to awaken here, I've had to create a business from it. Because you kind of have 2 choices on this path, right? And I'm speaking to you guys out there who are coaches and healers and facilitators and light workers and all of that, right? You kind of got 2 choices on this path. Well, maybe 3, right? And the first choice you have is you either know that you're here to bring this awakening and this light, and you do it from a place of service and you do it from a place of unconditional service. And that might find you volunteering. That might find you doing things for free or doing things selflessly without any return or working a normal job. And then part of your service is to meditate for 2 hours a day and bring more light to this world. Or you might be organizing a charity and you do it from this service, selfless place, right? The second option you have to really work your light is to create a business from it. For me, I know that as I get older, I know I'm going to go more and more and more into service, right? But at the moment, I have to work my light because I have a home, I have a child that I have to look after and give piano lessons to and take it to dancing. And I also want to go and explore the world because I feel pretty young still that I want to go see the world and go camper vanning in my Ibiza and be able to pay for it. I also want to feel like I'm sovereign in my relationship and that I can pay for things. I'm not a bought person. So for me, not only do I have I chosen to work my life to create a business from because I've had to create money because that's how life works, right? But I've done it so that I can help make other people create money from it as well. Because I truly believe that more people that have abundance and more people that create abundance in the right way is going to help the world exponentially. Why? Because people with abundance that are good people make better choices with their money and therefore create a better world. Okay. So looking at it from this perspective, and the third option would be to do both those options at once, doing things in service and working your business to create money from it, right? To create more light. And on some level, that's the ultimate game, right? To do all of it at once. So working the light, there comes a point, gorgeous people, where you choose to be a coach, a healer, a teacher, a facilitator. You choose to create the business. You know that you're here to bring truth. It lights you up. You've done the work. You've healed yourself. You've gone through the journey. You've awakened. You've certified. You've studied. You've done all that stuff, that preparation stuff. And there comes the point where you're like, right, I'm ready to make a business out of this. And so this is a powerful point. This is a powerful moment. And this is why not only do I create a business from it to create money, but this is the real reason why I do it. And the real reason is because it takes your journey into the light to a whole other level. It takes your relationship with the light and how you birth it and deliver it to a whole other level. It takes your ability to comprehend and understand it at a whole other level so that you can communicate it and channel it with people. When you start to make this flip, right, of bringing your talents, your gifts, your dharma, the true aspect of who you are, turn it into a business, you will make a quantum leap in your wisdom, your intelligence, and your abilities. And you will start to play with the universe in a whole other way, in a whole other way. You will be guided by in a whole other way. You will no longer be guided to heal your wounds, right? Or to go and I feel like wearing red today because it makes me feel good. You're going to go to another level of playing and communicating and working with the light. And this, to me, is extraordinary. When we start to work our light in our business, we get led by an energy. This is very important. We get led by an energy that starts to lead us like nothing else leads us before. We no longer are led by our ego or those kind of little weird little things or FOMO or I have to do this because the other person's doing it. We get led by a bigger force. And to be led by a bigger force is an extraordinary experience. So for me, this experience of leading my business by a bigger force that comes through me is because I know I have a destiny to manifest. I have a dharmic destiny to manifest. I have a responsibility as a light worker, right? As a coach, as a healer, as a teacher, to help deliver people into their light, into their unique path, into their dharma, I'm part of myself awakening first and foremost, and that's why you have to awaken ourselves first. But then I have to help other people lead them to that place. I cannot do that on my own. So, one of the beautiful things about starting to move onto this path is that we get led by a bigger force inside of us. We get a bigger movement of light that moves through our eyes to scan the environment, to know who we should be with, who we shouldn't be with, who we should talk to, who we shouldn't talk to, what's right, what's wrong. We get a bigger awareness of what's going on. That light quickly shuffles things. It moves things out that are out of alignment, quickly out of alignment, and it forces the body, the soul, the being to keep moving ahead in the right direction. Now, you may have already felt this. You may have already felt life kind of reorganizing itself, right? Like people moving away, things shifting and changing, and you get this like, this is the path forward, right? Because you're being led by a bigger force, and this bigger force is going to lead you to your destiny. When we get led, and it's beautiful, by this bigger force, we no longer have time to slow it down. It just moves us. And so all those things that you've learned about learning to let go, learning to arrive to the right, line to the right thing, knowing what your yes is, knowing what your no is, all those things that you get taught along the path, right? They become super useful in this moment, right? Because all of a sudden life's going to go, let go of that and go this way. And so all those tools that you've learned around letting go, right? And feeling that big yes move through you are all going to come into alignment to fast track you. And when you get led by the light to do your business, you will be led into places that you might not have ever thought possible. You might get this inspiration to set up a retreat, right? And the little part inside of you will go, oh, I don't know how to do this. This setting up a retreat is a big thing. Getting people to come. How am I going to do it? How am I going to market it? But when you have a bigger force of light within you, all those little niggly things start to fall away. And you get this wisdom that starts to come through. You get this clarity that says, just begin here. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that thing there? Why don't you contact that person? And all of a sudden, you get to develop a kind of CEO relationship with the light. And it will show you the way, it will pave the way of what you need to do and how you need to do it. And all you need to do is follow through with it. And it really is that simple and easy. And sometimes there's that little part inside you that's like, I don't know if I want to do it. And you have to get over it and you just go along with it. And all of a sudden, you've created a retreat. And all of a sudden, people are there, right? And all of a sudden, there might be that moment where you feel like not enough people are turning up and you get guided to do a webinar. And you turn up and do the webinar and you learn to speak and you learn to communicate. And all of a sudden, you're learning to spread more and more light. And so this movement is what we're looking for. If you're a coach, if you're a healer, if you're a teacher, you're wanting this clarity of the light, your light, to move through you with such a force that it reshuffles your life very easily and smoothly, that it puts you back on track, that it gives you clarity of vision of where to go and what to do, that it inspires you with a deep wisdom and a deep knowing of how to do things and why you need to do them or what you need to do. And this is the place that's very, very powerful. And this space is where I operate my whole business from. If I don't have this movement of energy or this clarity, I don't make a decision. I don't do anything. I don't feel the pull. And I'm learning more and more and more and more to work my business from this space. And it is so much more interesting, more rewarding. There's more alignments. I end up doing a lot more than I thought I would do. And I earn the abundance that I need to do from it. Okay. So know this, there's this point of clarity where your ego, all the little dramas you have fall away, and all the skills and tools you've learnt, right, to bring you to know your yeses and nos and your authentic self, and to know the truth, or you may have learnt some business skills, all come into alignment and it gets used in the right way. Okay, so this is a very beautiful point of clarity of working with the light. And for some of you, I would suggest that you start journaling on this. How can I be led by the light? What does it feel like for the light to be my CEO directing me? And what does it feel like for me to communicate or be moved by it, or all those things, so you get more clarity? Okay. But it comes through almost like a lightning of energy. So I usually don't do anything, like I said, unless I feel this lightning of light that moves through me and makes me move into position to do something. Okay. Moves me into position to do something, inspires me to create something, inspires me to create a course, inspires me to do a post, inspires me to do a webinar or whatever. Okay. So we're wanting that movement, that light movement to inspire us. And it's just as simple as of learning to tune into it more and more and more, learning to honor it more and more, learning to hear it more and more, learning to follow it more and more, learning to play with it more and more. Okay. So that's one aspect of working the light. The second aspect that I want to talk to you about is this journey of learning to be light worker, or learning to be the best coach, facilitator, teacher in your destined field of work, means that you are pioneering a new path forward all the time. If you believe that you are a unique soul, a unique individual, if you believe that you're here to do unique work, if you believe that never before and never again will there be someone as extraordinary as you, with your blueprint of life, with your map of consciousness, with your ability to give to the world, then you will automatically have to believe that you have a very unique dharma and you have a very unique destiny. And because of that uniqueness, you are pioneering a new path forward all the time. Which means, yes, you may have learnt the skills to be a coach or a healer or a teacher or facilitator. You may have learnt some business things from people to do some stuff, but you're going to have to combine all of that together, fuse it with your uniqueness, and be constantly awakened to the next level with the light, so that your consciousness and what you deliver is just getting better and better exponentially, right? You're giving better offerings, you're giving better wisdom, you're giving better services. It's a journey, right, of exponential growth. And because of all of that, you're pioneering a unique path forward. It's exciting, it's creative, but it's also very scary because you're kind of standing at the edge of the cliff all the time on some level. And when you start to become a spiritual entrepreneur, you will stand at that cliff often. And you will know in the depths of your being that you are here to do something very unique, that you're here to deliver things. And of course, you want to deliver things like no one else delivers them, right? Of course, you want to have your own way of doing things that no one else does, because that's what is going to attract your tribe to you. That's what's going to make you stand out from everyone else. That's going to give you that different edge and that different flavor because you're following your uniqueness. You need that. That's that X factor, right? But it's going to make you feel like you're standing at the edge of the cliff, going, oh my God, what am I going to do? How am I going to deliver this? What offering am I going to do next? How am I going to give this? How am I going to communicate this? What if people don't? And you're kind of standing at this edge of the cliff because on one level, you're an inventor. On another level, you're a revolutionist. On another level, you're being an activist on some level. On another level, you're kind of, shaking up life around you to behave in a whole new way, right? On another level, you're bringing new thoughts and ideas out into the field of reality, right? To disrupt reality in the way that you feel it and see it and want to direct it as how it wants to be. And it's a very interesting place to stand in. On one level, it's scary, like I said, because you're at this kind of like end of the cliff. And on another level, you feel this force of light behind you, pushing you forward, daring you, go on, do it. Go on, do that thing. Go on, say that thing that you want to say. Go on, put that offer out that you want to put out. Go on, charge that price if you want to charge it. Go on, go on. Because the universe is in this place of, it's in constant movement. It's constantly moving, right? And if you don't move with it, and you don't move with it with who you are, and you don't move with it to re-imprint reality with your offerings or your courses or your posts or whatever, something else in reality will. And all of a sudden, something else is gone in the space that you're supposed to be taken up with. And then you're going to feel like, oh, I've missed the boat. Oh, someone else is doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh, maybe I'm not the one that's meant to be doing it. And so this is the second thing that's really important, is that sometimes we have to feel that light inside of us pushing us, almost daring us to go forward, to do the thing, right? Pushing and daring. I can do it. Putting out there, and it doesn't matter. A few things happen from this space. Number one is that you just go and do the thing, and all of a sudden you've become the thing and the person and the whatever that you're meant to be. Bam. Number two is that you learn who you are, because sometimes in this phase of developing who you uniquely are and what your dharma really is and what your real truth is, you go through this moment of playing. You play in your business a little bit. You play with some certain offerings. You play that, oh, maybe my thing is around self-love. So you do some self-love and you learn about that. And then you're like, no, it's not about that. It's actually more about helping people to feel confident in their business. And then you play with that a little bit. And so by playing, by daring, you're on one level sorting out very quickly who you are and who you're not. And on another level, you're quickly moving through the things that you're meant to be learning in order to really refine who you are and to also really give out the true offerings that you're needing to give out. So I think maybe the best way I can explain this to you, I know this is sometimes a little bit high information sometimes, but let me backtrack a little bit in my life. So I had a massive awakening, a Kundalini awakening. I conceived my daughter, and from my Kundalini awakening, I found all this goddess work, and that's why you'll see me. There's the Sacred Revolution book, and there's the goddess retreats, and my Central Enlightenment Academy, and I delve deep into the female body and how to awaken the female body and how to create embodiment with your sexual energy and how to move it through. And I found the teachings. I wrote the book. I created the online course. I discovered how to sell an online course. I discovered how to do sold out retreats because I so desperately wanted to give this teaching to the world, right? I needed to give it. I was like, I could feel this light moving through me. Like, I have to pass this on. I have to pass this on. I was in that moment of daring myself. Well, the only way I can pass this on is if I start to teach. So I had to and I want to be in this energy still. And the only way I can be in this energy still is if I write the book and I teach the courses and I learn how to do it all. And I did it. And it brought me so much skill. And 3, 4 years went by, 2 or 3 or whatever. And I was like, oh, there's more to me. I'm not just goddess, right? It's a chapter, it's a theme, it's a big chunk of the body of work I do, but it's not the totality of it. And so you get pushed to the cliff again. And it's like, come on, what else is inside of you? What else do you feel needs to be given? What other truths are there that need to be said? Right? So you'll constantly have in your spiritual business this evolution where you almost like hyper focus and get obsessed by this particular theme, and you learn to work it, and you learn to create offerings and products, and you learn to sell it, and you embody it. And then there comes this point where you stand back at that cliff again, and it's like, it's not enough. I still haven't arrived in that dharmic destiny point yet. It's not enough. There's something more there. And then you look at your business and you're like, do I need to let go of the goddess stuff in order to do the next thing? No, of course not. The goddess stuff rocks, right? I just need to add that into my calendar at a certain time so that I can look at some other stuff that I need to do and deliver. And so I've been pushed a few times to stand at this edge of the cliff, shaking to be and look around and go, well, who are you? Who are you now? What is everything that you've learned now? What do you really need to learn to deliver now? What is the next level of offerings you need to deliver? What's the next theme that needs to come out of you? Right? And so then my coaching certification was born. Bam. And I learned to do a coaching certification and do international coaching certifications, right? Amazing. You think that's enough? Goddess retreats? No. And then I stand again at the edge of the precipice this year, and I feel I was like, that's it. I want to know who I am for the next 10, 15 years. Give me my teachings now so I can go off and deliver them. I want to know. And I shook that tree of life a lot this year, like more than you realize. I shook it and shook it and shook it. And I stripped myself and my ego, because trust me, when you want to embody more light, to bring more light through your teachings, it's going to strip you. It's going to make you look at yourself and your ego and your life and what's out of alignment. And I've spent many a times purging in a bucket to get a lot of stuff out, to get the next level, to get who I am, because I just want to play at that level. And that's when I had this whole other vision of my next level of offerings, right? And you'll see them come out in the next 3-6 months or so. But I'll give you a clue. There's an eclipse energy around it. And we're in an eclipse season now. Anyway, that's the only clue you're getting. But the point is that I decided this year, I think, well, no, I didn't. I decided, I think, no, it came to me. It was given to me. I don't know. I was like, oh, I'm creating a dynasty of light. I'm not just light worker. I'm not just here like bringing love and light to people. I'm creating a dynasty of light. I'm creating a massive chapter, a body of work of my delivering of stuff where everything that I do builds upon the next thing. And each thing that I offer is building upon the next thing that creates the overall experience or universe of my brand, of my offerings, of my world. It's a dynasty. I've created a dynasty, and I'm just at the beginning of it, right? This dynasty of light that I am going to walk, because I found the alignment of who I am. I know I'm here to help people embody their soul's brilliance. I know I'm here to bring that through retreats and certifications and ways to help people step into their dharmic destiny and help people create their unique business and offerings for them to feel so unshakable in their own light that they keep going. Because the path's not easy. Not only are you dealing with the everyday market of whether people buy or don't buy, right? And that boring part. But you're also dealing with your own evolution and the ego deaths that have to happen in order for you to evolve and for you to keep aligning to a bigger truth, a bigger experience of love, for you to embody all of that. And it's a big journey. It's a big journey. And you can only do it if you have this deep belief and this deep knowing and this deep relationship of the light living inside of you. Because in order for you to deliver such amazing work, you have to dematerialize on some level, right? There's a massive dematerialization that needs to happen. And let me tell you one other thing. People are growing at such exceptional rates around us. There are so many people getting so beautifully influenced by so many gorgeous people in this world that people are growing exponentially really quickly, and they are needing teachers and healers and leaders and coaches that can be beyond them so that they can grow into them. So what does that mean? It means that you have to keep growing. It means that you have to keep pulling higher offerings down. It means that you have to keep embodying more wisdom, more light. It means that you have to live with more integrity and more authenticity and really walk your talk. Because if any part of your vibration is off, now listen to this if you're on this path. If any part of your vibration is off, it just quickly derails people and not attracts people to you, because people now more than ever, they are looking for that real authentic truth, because there's a lot of also fake stuff out there as well, right? And people have gotten a little bit disheartened. It doesn't work. I've been told all these lies and it's not true and right? And they get disheartened, but they're after authenticity. They're after realness. And so the more that you can live in the integrity of the light, of who you are, your uniqueness of all of that, the more of a magnet you become, right? To allow your work to be delivered. Because this is the most rewarding occupation and vocation ever. Not only do I get to go into mass creation and create some extraordinary things, not only do I get to create extraordinary retreats in wonderful places to go and have a holiday and escape my family for a little bit. Not only do I get to be inspired by new thoughts and ideas, but it's also pushing me constantly to master myself, and my light. So I have to play out a few levels here. One is I am the light. 2 is I'm mastering myself with the light. 3 is I'm learning to deliver the light. 4 is I'm learning to communicate and lead by the light. And number 5, I have to walk in complete integrity with the light. And that's how it works. So those 5 things, just breathe them all in. I have to be awakened by the light. I have to lead myself with it. I have to communicate it and lead others with it. I have to bring it and deliver it with my offerings, and I have to walk in the integrity of it. And this is the path. That there, like I'm telling you, there is only one path. There's only one path here. And this is why it's a powerful vocation. Powerful vocation. Not only for your own evolution, because it's going to push you like nothing else will push you, and challenge you like nothing else will challenge you, and make you like refine yourself. And I love refining. You know, I think there's something beautiful that we learn to refine ourselves, and we learn to master ourselves. We refine our skill, we master our skill, because for me, there's an energy of excellence. You know, we're wanting to be excellent with the light, excellent within ourselves, excellent with our skills, excellent with our delivery, excellent with our service, excellent with our offerings, excellent. You know, we have to come from this position. And, you know, as an ex-ballet dancer, you trained yourself to be excellent. You refined yourself. You refined everything, your poise, your timing with the music, the way the emotion that you gave out, the look of the costume, the way you put your hand and your foots and the way you brought energy down to the audience. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. And I bet there's something in your life that allows you to refine yourself. Maybe you were excellent with your studies at school, or you you're a gymnast, or I don't know, but we have to learn refinement, and because the light is refining us. It's constantly refining us, making us better, 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 so we can deliver better, 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 and higher and higher qualities, and greater, 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 clearer transmissions. And it's a path. It's a path. Which is why. Anyway, just breathe all that in. I think I've spoken enough. I hope you've gotten some good nuggets out of this. Sometimes it just comes through very as it does. So I hope you've gotten some nuggets for your life. But I've always wanted to be a rock star. And I still have this dream of being a rock star. One day I'll be a rock star. But actually, I know why being a rock star is not part of my dharmic path. Is because this path is way more better, right? And so I know if I follow this path, I know the rock star or the music will follow with me somewhere along the way. Because it's all encompassing. But it's almost like I feel like I've got to keep moving into the depths of my true alignment, and then the music will come as the extra alignment to it all. But if I just focused on the music, I would have gone down a completely different path. That whole rock and roll, sex, drugs, rock and roll path, because I have a wild streak in me, right? So I would have gone, whoa, down there. But actually, the universe quickly just pushed it out of my life and was like, no, this is the path. Learn it, refine it, become it. Bring the wildness in, bring the radiance in, bring the truth in, bring the light in. And I know when the music comes in, I'll be like, I've arrived, because I know that's the final click, right? So sometimes we have to be dedicated to our path in order to arrive in the perfection of our Dharma. And yeah, sometimes it feels like a sacrifice, right? Sometimes it feels like, oh, I wish I could go do that, but I have to go do this, right? But then after a while, it's like, no, because it brings so much fulfillment and joy that this is the path. So yes, hello everybody. So many beautiful J's on the same frequency. Let me know how you're going in the chat. But it's an awakening. You're constantly awakening yourself in this. You're constantly moving into alignment, and it's a beautiful challenge. So what I have coming up, we have a Lightworker, a 2-hour ceremony next Sunday to activate more of this, to go deeper into this alignment. And then, and it only fits into my calendar this in November, as I've got Dynasty of Light, which is about you creating a dynasty of light with your business and the energetics behind it, about you creating a strong pillar of energy of light inside of you and how to be led by it, how to be led by your origin, your unique purpose. We look at your business as big as your soul and your brand as big as the universe. We look at learning how to create a field of energy, magnetizing people to you. And it goes into a lot of energetics. It's not a practical business course like this is how you set up a funnel, this is how you write email, this is how you make an opt-in form, this is how you blah, blah, blah. It's none of that stuff, because I think that stuff is actually very easily learnt. And I'll show you how to easily learn all that stuff without even having to buy a business course. I learned all that stuff on the go, right? But it goes into all the deeper mechanics. If you're here to create a dynasty of light, if you know this is your lifelong, long-term path, then this course is for you. And I've kept it at like half the price of a single session with me. So it's super affordable. Half the price of a single session with me, 1-hour session, it's half the price. And we do lots of workshops and alignments and codings, and there's a workbook. But it's going to help you not be wobbly on this path. It's going to help you find that backbone strength, that revolutionary energy that you need to push yourself through. Okay. It's going to make you re-relate to who you are in this and how you're offering things, how you're communicating, how you're energetically showing up, how to move yourself back into alignment to bring the next level of stuff down. So it's a very high vibrational course, right? It kind of ties a lot of my whole journey of what I've been doing, my work, and all the uniqueness, because at the end of the day, you have to step into your uniqueness. You have to step into your true unique dharmic path. You have to find it. And this course is going to like bit like a diamond, right? It's going to like squeeze you until you get into alignment. So I really look forward to delivering that to you. You can DM me. Oh, Gabriella, you're amazing. Gabriella, if you're on Facebook, has put the has put the link in. Thank you so much. But yeah, you'll find it there. But it is such an important path. And for you, for some of you, I know you've been on this path as a coach and a healer, and you've been trying, and you may have been trying, and you may have been feel like you're failing, or it's like, what's the point? I'm just going to give up. You know, this is a good course for you because it's going to reawaken you in a new way. So I highly recommend it. And apart from that, I really want to teach it. I was like speaking, I don't know who I was speaking to. I was like, I just can't wait to teach it. It's going to have so many amazing alignments and transmissions of information that's just going to remap you, remap your dharma, remap your business, remap your vision, remap who you are, remap the strengths inside of you, and remap yourself. Because I think sometimes we need to be remapped in a new way so that we can just move forward in a much quicker way. So it is a beautiful, beautiful journey. And that's happening on the 2nd of November. So we do the Lightworker ceremony first, and then we do Dynasty of Light after that. So yes, if you have any questions, you can write it in, or just how you're feeling, let me know. I just want to know how you are. I always love connecting with you all. I love being able to, just to say hi. What have we got? Aisha saying, I know what you mean about having to suspend music in favor of spiritual growth. Yeah, there are these times. Charlotte says, this is time you remind me for love. Yeah, it is. It's such it's a path, people. It's a path. This is a path. And it's a powerful path. It's a path that's so rewarding. I tell you, this path, and I'm getting goosebumps all over me, like literally goosebumps. It has taken me around the world. It has walked me into all sorts of lives, from billionaires who print, who make the ink for money, right? Billionaires who make the ink for money kind of thing, to delivering my work to people that need it in charities, to going to hospitals. It has brought me into the lives of people that have done extraordinary things in the world and they just needed to reset. It's made me work with royalty and athletes. I've managed to create tropical retreats for me so that I can have a holiday as well. It's exercised my creative juices. It's taught me a sovereignty like nothing else has. I've got a business. I can come up with something to pay for myself and pay for and as a mom, even though I'm in a marriage, somewhere psychologically is like I have to be able to do this all on my own because I come from a broken family, right? So that trauma is still there, but I don't think it's traumatizing me. It's more motivating me in a positive way. You've got to keep your independence. You've got to make sure, and there's a power and a strength in that no one can take away from you. And it's so beautiful. It's all going to be online, so you can it's online. You'll get all the recordings. You will see if you're on my Instagram profile, you'll see 2 links in my Instagram profile. One link is the Lightworker ceremony, and the second link is Dynasty of Light. Obviously, I would say to you, do both. I think, the Lightworker one's like super, 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 super affordable. And the Dynasty of Light is half the price of a private session with me. But it's going to be amazing. And I know you guys pulled this out of me because I actually wanted to do a psychic development course for November. I was like, oh, psychic development, right? My oracle cards are coming, and it wouldn't come. I was like, trying hard to download the psychic development. Like I was really like constipated. When you get like, oh, I need to get this idea down. I was like trying so hard, and it wouldn't come down. And I was like, okay, all right, you're not wanting to come down because I can feel it up there. I can feel like I've got a few courses and a book to bring down. I know I can feel them, and I'm like, that one, let's pull that one down. And it was like, it wouldn't come down. I was like, okay, I surrender. Show me what needs to come down. And then literally, light worker, bam, dynasty of light, bam, came down. I was like, okay, people need this. People want this. Because it's not about what I want to deliver. You see, this is the other key around this. It's about what the field wants me to deliver. So all of you create the field, and we do this in Dynasty of Light. All of you create the field, and the field dictates what is needed. So there are a big chunk of you that are obviously, and whether you join or not, there's still a very big chunk of you in my field that are needing this teaching, that's needing this information to complete something in their work. Okay. So the field pulled this out of me. So I had to surrender, not that what I wanted. And this is the other thing, you start to move beyond what you want and you just get led so deeply by the light. That's what the field wanted. Right. And so, yeah, I just honored that. And then Dynasty of Light was created. And I was like, oh, let's do a ceremony light worker. So that's how I also work my business now. I'm listening to the field. I'm feeling what the field needs. I'm feeling where people are at and what they're wanting to be, what they're wanting. And this is important because from that, then you can create some high vibrational offerings. From that, you've got students or clients ready to purchase because you're just delivering then what is deeply required, and it becomes a magnetic pull, right? And that's what you're wanting to create with your offerings. And sometimes we're taught the wrong way. We're actually taught, oh, you think you do, okay, let's do self-love. What do people want to do around self-love? They want to learn how to do bath rituals. Let's do a whole course on bath ritual. And of course, no one's going to buy a bath ritual course because most people know how to do a bath ritual, right? And maybe that's not the depths of self-love that they want to deliver. But if you learn to flip it around and you learn to tune into the field, communicate with the field, let it talk to you, it will show you what needs to be delivered, what needs to be created, what needs to be offered. Then you get that magnetic pull with people. Yes. Any other questions? Thank you, Gabriella, who's now put in the Lightworker course in Facebook. So the Lightworker and Dynasty of Light is in Facebook. And if you're on Instagram, you'll find it on my profile. The 2 links there. If you've got any questions, let me know. But I would love you to come and be with me on this. It is a very powerful, powerful course, powerful work coming up. I know it's not for everybody. But if you're on the path, there is only one path, trust me. And so this is going to help fast track you because, this world definitely needs more of your light. You need more of your light, 100%. And you know what? After a while, you get to this point where you're just your own best friend and you're having a great time. You're having a great time creating offerings. You're having a great time enjoying your life. You're having a great time being moved. You're having a great time being inspired. You're having a great time, like part of me going to Ibiza was I like to do a new training every year, like just a different training so that I can go learn something, right? Because I know it's good for me to go learn with other teachers, to go learn another new skill, new technique. I did Kundalini activation and I kind of already knew it, but I just wanted to get trained. So I was like, Ibiza, why not? Found 20-pound tickets, even better. Called my friend Jenny. I was like, Jenny, let's do camper vanning. So I managed to tack on a camper vanning trip on the end of my training. So it was like going for work, but then it turned into a camper van holiday. And then we had 2 eclipses, like one eclipse on the Saturday, got another one this coming up next week. So we're in eclipse season. And the next thing of my offerings, you'll see it. I've given you the hint there to do with the eclipse. Anyway, I'm like, oh, a photo shoot. I can do a photo shoot in Ibiza as well. And I was like, and I had the best photo shoot. And it was right in the theme of everything that I'm going into. I was like, oh my God, I'm in alignment. I'm having a holiday on the beach, getting sun, looking at shooting stars, having a photo shoot, learning some training. And my business is paid for it all, right? Because I'm on a training work thing I need to do. But I've managed to make it this extraordinary experience around it. And this is what the business becomes. It becomes a life. It becomes a lifestyle, right? Because you learn to create it in a way that is bringing more life to you, because you need to be fed. In this industry, if you're giving out so much, you need to be fed, you need to be nourished, you need to be nurtured, you need to be held. And just as you get creative in creating offerings, you get creative in the way that you create your business to give you an extraordinary lifestyle, right? So this is also part of the play and the energy within the Dynasty of Light course that we'll be having up. um Christina, wow. This week I felt pulled to finally do some work again, and then you come as this. Yes, well then I'm reminding you, Christina, that that this is the way forward. And Juan is saying, what do you mean that there's only one path? For me, there is only one path. There is only one path where you learn to embody your soul so much. That means you get rid of all the outdated conditioning, all the stuff that isn't you, that you learn to have your body, like your soul, play your body like a beautiful instrument, that you get guided to your destiny, your dharma, because you'll move there. And then you learn to embody the light so that you bring more energy and light to this world through your offerings, because you need to go on a journey where you are creating heaven on earth. And I know that's a cliche, but that's the truth. The truth is you need to create heaven on earth. And the only way you can do it is beginning by embodying that light within your own system, through your mind, through your thoughts, through your emotions, through your perceptions, through your judgments, through all that. And then you learn to create it in your life, in your relationships, in your work, in your food, in every moment. You create that heaven in every moment. And you continue to do that. And then after you've created heaven in every moment, and you continuously do, because it's exponentially growing all the time, so it never runs out of all the things you can do to keep creating heaven. You want to gift that to other people. You want to find a way that you can gift that to other people, to bring them that joy, that awakening, that transmission. And so the journey continues. And I take you back to that first quote I gave you at the beginning of this live, which was, when there's light in the person, there's light in the family. When there's light in the family, there's light in the nation. When there's light in the nation, there's light in the world. And that's how it goes. And we need to keep following this path, because there's a lot of stuff out there that says otherwise. There's a lot of stuff out there that shows us otherwise. There's a lot of stuff out there that can pull us in other directions. And we just got to know that there's only one path. So that's what I mean by that. All right, my beautiful people, come and join me. Come hang out next week, 2-hour ceremony, followed by Dynasty of Light online course. I'm calling you in. I'm inviting you in for us to go deeper into your journey as light worker. And I know that word's been thrown around a lot, but I want to redefine it for you. Thank you for being here. I hope you have the most amazing weekend. My family has gone to Spain, so I have a week to myself. Yes. But they've left me a messy house. I'm going to go tidy that up. Reshma is looking forward to the whole experience. Yeah, it's a big experience. Come and play. Beautiful people. I love you all. Thank you for being in my world. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for, we're all connected. I do feel this pull, this resonance all the time. I am listening, and I'm listening. I'm feeling what needs to happen. And sometimes I'm trying to keep up. But I'm having a great time. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. Good night. Bye, 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 bye.